All right. So do you want me to start?
I can start first and introduce you first.
All right. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for our Healthy Aging Workshop. We are so excited to present about facial acupuncture and microneedling. These are two services that we've been offering in our clinic for a while, but I think that it's such a wonderful time now to really explore it, especially now that Sue has joined us in our clinic here in Irvine. I've always admired Sue's beautiful skin. So when we wanted to do this workshop, I thought she's the perfect person to represent us for the healthy skincare and healthy aging. So we are really so happy that you all could join us tonight. And what we'll plan to do is have a Q&A session at the end. So Sue's going to start off by talking about facial acupuncture, and then I will be discussing microneedling. We'll be talking about treatment protocols, some of the things to expect during the treatments, as well as any cautions and contraindications for treatments. So Sue's been with us now for, gosh, over 4 years, and we're so excited that she joined our practice. She started off as a fertility acupuncturist with us, really focused on helping us support our IVF and fertility patients. And probably, gosh, 6 months ago, she said, Dr. Yang, can I come join you in your clinic so that I can do other things besides IVF? And I said, yes, absolutely. And so we've just kind of been really expanding the services that Sue's been able to offer. And she really is passionate about facial acupuncture and healthy aging. So this is like the perfect time for us to have this workshop. So thank you, Sue, for collaborating with me on this workshop. So I'd love to hear more about your background and what got you started in Chinese medicine.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Yang. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Sue Kim. I'm a licensed acupuncturist and registered nurse. All right. I'm very excited to present today's topic of facial acupuncture. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen first. All right. Is everyone can see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. All right. So before we start, I'm going to introduce a little bit of myself. All right. Yeah, I started my career as a resident nurse um, in 2001 and worked in Korea, Japan, and the US. And I've always loved to see the miracle of newly born babies growing while working in nursery, NICU, and maternity units. And I've had a chance to work in dermatology clinic in Japan as well. And how did I become an acupuncturist? I've always loved to travel and see different cultures. When I traveled to India and China after leaving my first nursing position in Korea, I was exposed to yoga practice and I started to love it. Yoga has helped me with balancing my own life and getting connected. So eventually, it inspired me to learn more about the natural healing power of our own bodies and mind. And that's how I became an acupuncturist. Right. So with my resume background, I've worked as an on-site acupuncturist in the IVF clinic, assisting more than thousands IVF transfer, almost close to 5 years now, and bridging both Western and Eastern approaches to health. And now I've extended to the area of healthy aging and facial acupuncture with Dr. Yang at Revive Chi. All right, that's about me. And then let's get started today's topic. All right, so today I'm going to talk about aging process and causes of skin aging and facial acupuncture and protocol, light therapy, and timing of treatment, and tips for healthy aging, healthy skin. Hey, so let's start with the aging process. So as we age, our skin naturally begins to thin and lose elasticity, and we produce less collagen, and our cell turnover rate slows down. Skin is composed of two main layers, epidermis and dermis. In dermis, we see elastin and collagen. Collagen is important for skin strength and firmness, and elastin is responsible for giving your skin its bounce back when it's stretched or pulled. But we lose 1 to 2% of collagen per year after age of 25, and dead skin cells don't shed as quickly, and the new ones don't grow as fast. So all these factors can lead to visual signs of aging, such as wrinkle, sagging skin, and age spot. All right, facial aging extends beyond the skin deep. Your face soft tissue, fat, and muscles are also skin factor of your aging process. The loss of volume and tissue there have a massive effect on. Here in the picture, you can see the facial fat, and the facial fat get rearranged. So forehead and cheeks lose fat, and mouth and jaw areas gain fat. And also face muscles lose elasticity, and facial bones are also undergoing osteoporosis, loss of bone and mass and density. So it makes narrowing of temple and shortening of jawline. Right, then why cause skin to age? Skin aging is a complex process that involves both internal and external factors. Internal factors can contribute to skin aging, including genetics, hormone, and nutrition. And sun exposure is the primary external factor that leads to skin aging. Other external factors include pollution, and smoking, and poor sleep. Then how can we help the aging process to slow down naturally? Oriental medicine has been used centuries to promote overall health and wellness, including skincare. In Oriental medicine, skin is considered a reflection of the body's internal balance and vitality. And some common Oriental medicine-based skincare practices include facial acupuncture, gua sha, facial cupping, and herbs. And also, we combine the modern technology of microneedling and light therapy as well. Then what is facial acupuncture? Facial acupuncture is a skin treatment that involves inserting tiny sterile needles into specific parts of the face to improve blood flow and circulation. What are the benefits of facial acupuncture? Facial acupuncture can increase blood flow to skin and carries nutrients to cell and stimulate collagen and elastin. So as a result, reduce wrinkles and dark spots, reduce facial puffiness and fluid retention, and reduce redness and inflammation. And in muscle level, it restores symmetry and enhances muscle tone. So for overall health, it gives you deep relaxation, regulates hormone, improve digestion, and enhance immunity. All right, then how's the treatment like? We start with an intake, like other acupuncture treatment. So we take tongue and pulse diagnosis, and acupuncture needles in, light therapy will be added above your face and finish with the gua sha. All right, so during the intake, we ask patients what's your biggest concern, Do you bruise easily? Have any red or pale face, or issue with acne or pore size, and previous surgeries on the face, or any treatment done, Botox, filler, or laser, will be asked. Here's a picture of a common type of facial wrinkles. So these all the wrinkles can be treatable with facial acupuncture. And I'm not sure you guys ever heard of Chinese face mapping or face reading. This is it views the face as a map with each section connected to different organ. So for example, here the green area is small intestine. So those who has issues this area, any kind of digestive issues or leaky gut issues will show it here. And for under eyes is kidney. So those has adrenal fatigue will show it here. And then the chin area is a reproductive system. So any kind of hormonal imbalance will show it here. But there is some contraindication for facial acupuncture. Those who has high blood pressure or seizures or any kind of blood disorder will be contraindicated. All right, light therapy. So light therapy, those who received fertility acupuncture may be familiar with this. So light therapy is works on compromising mitochondrial function, and provides the energy that cell needs to increase ATP production and get back to work. So there are 3 settings, but for facial purpose, we use 2 settings. One is red dominant light, is for wrinkle and anti-aging, and blue dominant is antibacterial, so used for acne purpose. And gua sha. Once needle and light therapy is over, we finish with the gua sha. Gua sha is an Eastern Asian healing technique. A trained professional uses a small, smooth as a tool to firmly or gently stroke your skin in one direction. This can help improve blood flow and reduce inflammation. And Dr. Yang will show the demonstration later. The timing of the treatment, it depends. The number of treatments are different depending on your skin condition. But generally, we recommend facial acupuncture once a week for 6 to 8 weeks. And monthly tune-ups are required, recommended. All right, then what are the healthy skin tips? Yeah, the first and foremost important thing is sunscreen, premium sunscreen. So 80% of skin aging changes are accelerated by sun exposure. So protect your skin from sun every day. So use sunscreen 30 to 50 SPF multiple times a day, and also use physical blocker like hats or umbrella. And diet, eat healthy, well-balanced diet. And reduce sugar, fried food, and processed meat, and dairy as much as possible. And limit caffeine and alcohol. And these 2 things make your skin dehydrate and also bothers your sleep quality. Hydrate well. I recommend the lemon water. Vitamin C is essential for collagen production. And no smoking, sleep well, exercise regularly, avoid repetitive facial expression like frowning or bending your neck, using cell phone or computer. All right, so I'm gonna finish with this sentence. Aging is natural and inevitable process that can be slowed down, but cannot be stopped. As acupuncturists, our mission is to help people age gracefully. All right, hope you liked it. Thank you. And Dr. Yang will continue. Oh, I cannot hear you. Can you, is it me only? I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Thank you
Oh,
so much for sharing that amazing presentation. And I just love that picture, that
oh,
multi-generation picture of you and your family.
thank you.
Your mom has beautiful skin, so I could see that's definitely genetics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So I just wanted to pause for a second here, see if anybody has any questions for Sue while it's all like fresh in your mind, all the things that she discussed. And I want to say that the Chinese face mapping
mhm,
is really like an art in itself.
mhm. Yeah.
Being able to look at the face and know,
Um,
the kidneys under the eyes, that's definitely like an adrenal fatigue area for patients and digestion across the cheek,
that's right.
the chin. So
Um,
when we look at acne patients, that definitely those
yeah.
are prime areas that breakouts.
Yeah.
So yeah. So does anybody have any questions so far? We're doing okay? Okay.
Mhm.
And we'll have time for Q&A at the end too. So
Okay.
let me pull up my slides.
Right.
All right. So mine aren't quite as fancy as yours, Sue, but
No.
so just some background story for those of you that have known me, you probably know the story already, but so I apologize for repeating my microneedling story. So I am 51 years old, and before I turned 50, I kind of had my like midlife crisis where I was thinking, gosh, my skin is not the same anymore. I'm really starting to feel my age. And so I started thinking about all the different things I can do for my skin and to really hold on to my youth. So I went down this like extensive research on many things. Facial acupuncture, we were already doing. But I was looking at skincare products, and microneedling was on the top of my list because I really wanted to be as natural as possible. We live in Orange County, so there's a lot of injectables, a lot of Botox, there's a lot of lasers and different treatments that are available, which is wonderful because I think the technology is amazing. But I knew for myself that I was trying to hold off on any kind of injectable treatments or fillers or Botox. So I decided to take a microneedling class about 2 years ago. And so I took this big deep dive into microneedling and learning everything about it, learning about skincare products. And so what I'm sharing with you today is from all of my years of research and looking into microneedling. So I hope that you all learned something from this. And I do have to say, for my skin, I definitely noticed a difference with microneedling and facial acupuncture. And we could talk a little bit about the differences between the two as well. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so what is holistic microneedling? So microneedling is available through a lot of med spas and dermatology offices, but I would say that the difference with our type of treatment here at Revive is that holistic microneedling not only focuses on the face and the neck, but we also treat the constitution of the patient. So we're treating the whole body. We're still doing a very thorough TCM or traditional Chinese medicine diagnosis. So we're going over your diet, your lifestyle, and we're doing a comprehensive intake to learn about your history, medical history, social history. So that's very important. And based on our intake, we will choose specific acupuncture points that are more for your constitution. And these are usually body points. So if somebody has sort of a weak digestive system or what we call a weak spleen, that can actually impact the elasticity in your skin, in your face, and your neck. So the spleen's job in Chinese medicine is to hold things in place. So if our spleen is deficient, we tend to have more like sagging skin and a higher potential for wrinkles. So aside from our constitution acupuncture treatment, we also treat the face and neck. So this is where the microneedling comes in. So it's a minimally invasive non-surgical procedure, and it's combined with the ancient acupuncture principles. And we blend the modern microneedling technology as well as organic skincare that have been created by Chinese medicine doctors around the country. So we've kind of handpicked certain products that we know have been infused with Chinese herbs that are very good for our skin, for preventing wrinkles, and that can really help with collagen production as well. So the goal for microneedling or holistic microneedling is to boost our collagen and elastin production for the most youthful skin that we can possibly have for our age. So that's the ideal situation. So as far as the blend, so we're looking again at Yina is the skincare line that we're using. And like I mentioned before, this is all plant-based and organic. So again, some of the things that we're looking at to address as an alternative to injections or surgery are wrinkles and fine lines. We work a lot on acne scars or hyperpigmentation, skin laxity, crow's feet, and wrinkles around our lips, dark spots and melasma. These are all ideal for microneedling treatment. So additional benefits of microneedling include reducing enlarged pores and improving your skin texture. So along with microneedling, we also do nanoneedling, which is a technique that's used with the same pen. So if you see in this picture, this is a microneedling pen. So there's different needle tips that we put in. There's the microneedling tip, and then there's the nanoneedling tip. So together, these can really help to decrease the size of your pores, really improve your skin texture. They also can help to lighten skin discoloration, and we can also treat stretch marks on the body as well as promote hair restoration. So how does microneedling work and what does it do? So again, we've talked a lot about collagen production. So microneedling stimulates your body's own collagen production. It also can increase the absorption of serums by 1,000%. So by using these very, very fine needles in our skin, it kind of opens up the skin so that we absorb anything we put on our face, serums, lotions, all of the latest things that we've looked at on the market for skin, right? So nanoneedling can improve the absorption of skincare products by about 100%. So microneedling works by activating the immune system and producing a wound healing mechanism. The other things that we look at, we mentioned all of these already. Sorry, let me get to this next slide here, is that microneedling also creates these tiny microchannels on the surface of the skin. So what's happening with microneedling and facial acupuncture is we're causing like a mini trauma to the skin, to the area of the face. And what it does is it calls in all the repair cells to lay down more collagen and elastin to fill in those fine lines and those wrinkles. So that's what's happening in the process, whether it's facial acupuncture or microneedling. So we're working on the epidermis layer, just like Sue was mentioning, and the treatment is stimulating a healing response. And the healing response doesn't occur in just days. It can take up to 4 to 5 weeks for the healing process to be complete and for all the collagen to be laid down and the elastin. So more collagen and elastin, of course, will firm our skin. It'll reduce scars and wrinkles over time. So here's another skin anatomy, and the epidermis here, this is the layer that we're working on. So the epidermis is where we are producing our stem cells. So we are getting into this layer here when we're doing microneedling. So some of the contraindications for microneedling would be patients on blood thinners. So those would be anticoagulants such as aspirin, baby aspirin, heparin. Those are all very common blood thinners. It doesn't mean that we can't treat you. We just have to have you stop your blood thinners for at least a day or two prior to treatment. And then we're just careful not to have the setting on the microneedle too strong. The other thing that is contraindicated is any patients going through chemotherapy or radiation, patients with psoriasis or rosacea, eczema or active acne or infection, warts or herpes. So we definitely don't want to treat any areas that are actively being affected by these conditions. Severe keloids, and in pregnancy, we do not use microneedling in pregnancy. Postpartum is fine, but just not in pregnancy. So how does microneedling work? So our practitioners use this pen that's shown in this picture here. It's called an Aculift microneedling pen. It has fine, sterile needles. There's 16 very, very fine pin needles that deliver microchannels to remodel and rejuvenate our skin. So these microchannels are microscopic, but they're big enough to trigger our skin's trauma response, like I mentioned before, which causes your body to initiate the production of collagen and elastin. So these substances can heal your skin with new skin tissue and then will result in more youthful, firmer, and toned skin. So what happens is microneedling ignites your body's own healing response versus using synthesized products or more invasive treatments. It's a good alternative. So here's just a little video demo of microneedling over the forehead here. So we work around the eyes as well as the forehead. So what is the treatment course for microneedling? So our appointments are about 75 minutes long, and most patients see the best results within 5 to 6 treatments. Treatments are recommended every 4 to 6 weeks to allow for the healing and maximum collagen and elastin production between treatments. Microneedling is minimally invasive and requires really little downtime. You might be a little bit pink or red after the treatment, but usually by the next day it clears up within the day or two. So if you see this picture of one of my patients, she's a little bit pink around the forehead and the cheeks. This is post-treatment. So this is about the level of pinkness that you'll see after a microneedling treatment. So microneedling is considered safe for most people that are in good health. And our acupuncturist at Revive Chi will recommend an individualized treatment plan based on your constitution and based on your examination when they first meet with you. So of course, diet and lifestyle is always recommended. Supplements and herbs may also be included in your holistic microneedling treatment. So this is a before and after picture. This was after 4 sessions. So you can see that this patient around her eyes, her crow's feet have minimized in the after picture. So I always like to show these pictures because it's nice to see the results. And of course, everybody responds differently. So it could be 3 treatments before you see things. It might even be 1 or 2. For acne, it's actually pretty quick. So this is our Yena skincare line, and we use this a lot in the facial acupuncture treatments. So we can also use this in post-procedure skincare after microneedling. Yena was designed by 2 Chinese medicine doctors from China, and their products were designed based on the Chinese medicine wisdom with modern skincare concerns in mind. And they're formulated with phytonutrients and adaptogenic herbs. And they really, really help to promote supple, very smooth and shiny skin. I've been using their products since last November. I actually ran into, well, the story is they were giving away free facial masks as our goodie bags as acupuncturists at a conference. And I tried the facial mask and I loved it so much. I immediately went to their booth and just tried to learn about all their skincare products. So I've been using them ever since. And they're also cruelty-free and vegan and organic as well. So that's one skincare line. The other line that we use is the Aculift line. And this is the serums that we use during the actual microneedling. So these are also vegan, no added gluten, no added preservatives or parabens, and they're also vegan, and they're 94% organic. So we use the serums as the glide for when we use the microneedling pen along your skin. And then we also use the calm spray, which has some arnica in it to kind of calm and soothe the skin after treatment. So what to expect after treatment? So usually the redness lasts 8 to 12, less than 24 hours usually, and we recommend patients not to exercise the day of microneedling just because the sweat can kind of irritate the skin, the face and the neck. So it's good to wait at least a day before you exercise, or do any type of cardio. And also no sun day of treatment. And if you can avoid putting on makeup after treatment, we highly recommend that. I always have patients come in at the end of their day so that they just go home and go to sleep. And not to wash your face after treatment because we are using some very nice high grade serums. So we want to make sure that they're able to soak and penetrate into your face and neck. You might have a little bit of pinpoint bleeding, and that's natural. And there might be a little bit of peeling. So results will begin to show up within 2 weeks after your microneedling session. So here's some aftercare recommendations. 48 hours after microneedling, if there's still skin flaking, you can exfoliate with a washcloth. I wouldn't exfoliate with a scrub because that's a little bit too rough. And then you want to continue to hydrate your skin at least 2 times a day with serums and mists, and just make sure you continue to keep your skin moist. 3 to 5 days after treatment, you definitely want to use sunscreen, 30 to 50 SPF. Avoid direct sunlight. So, like Sue said, umbrellas, hats are your best friends. And then you want to hydrate the skin with serums, eye creams in the morning and in the evening. And then 1 week after treatment, you can return back to your regular skincare routine. I know a lot of patients are using retinoids, hydroquinone sometimes, so you can go back to using those. So we usually have patients stop any kind of retinoids about 3 to 5 days prior to treatment and avoid taking any fish oil or anticoagulants at least 2 to 3 days before. Okay, so these are kind of our treatments that we've put together because we know that to get the best results, we definitely want to have a certain amount of treatments for patients to really get the full benefits. So our facial acupuncture treatments are $245 for the initial visit. If you're an existing patient, it would be $215. And this includes not only the facial acupuncture and the body acupuncture for constitutional focus and strengthening of your constitution, but we also include gua and facial massage, as well as the Saluma light therapy that Sue mentioned that can really help with collagen production too. So we also came up with these plans, and we're happy to share these slides with you too. I can have my staff send it over to you guys tomorrow. So we have a plan of 6, a plan of 12, and then for microneedling, the initial cost is $325, and the follow-ups are $295. And we also do use Saluma light therapy as well at the end of that treatment. So we have a plan of 4 and a plan of 6 for microneedling. So for microneedling, the ideal situation is to at least have 4 treatments to really see the benefits. So Sue, you did such a great job of giving healthy tips for beautiful skin. I think we are touching on the same thing. So avoiding the sun, using sunscreen, broad spectrum, SPF at least 50, eating a healthy, nutrient-rich, anti-inflammatory diet is always helpful. Drinking lots of water, getting plenty of sleep, 7 to 8 hours per night, avoiding smoking and drinking, managing our stress, whether you're practicing yoga or meditation. Any type of stress management is key to reduce the cortisol levels in your body, which can then decrease the inflammation in your body and skin. Facial massage or gua sha. So I'm going to do a demo for you, and it would be great if you can incorporate this as your nighttime routine and think of it as a self-care routine, something that you do for yourself every night if you can, or at least 2 to 3 times per week to really maintain the elasticity of your skin. The other thing is taking vitamins and nutrients. So vitamin A, C, E, CoQ10, selenium are really good for your skin, as well as fish oil too. So that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions? Anything that Sue or I can answer for you at this time before I do the gua sha demo? Let me see. Let me check the chat. Okay, so there's a couple questions in the chat. Are chemical peels a contraindication at all? So I would definitely wait. What do you think, Sue? At least probably 2 weeks, right? After a peel?
Yeah, at least 2 weeks to get recovered a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're doing chemical peels weekly? Yeah, so if you could take a break for 2 weeks, if you're planning to try microneedling or facial acupuncture, I would definitely recommend the 2 week break in between the peel. The LED therapy, no problem. That should be fine. Any other questions? Let me see if I missed anything here. Okay. You can always chime in during my demo too. Can you guys all see me?
Yes.
Can you see me okay? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I need to put my own face up so I can see what I'm doing. So if you all have a gua saw, you are welcome to take it out. And you can also demo on yourself while I'm giving you the tutorial. So I learned a long time ago, my first facial acupuncture teacher said, we want to do our strokes in the count of 9. So in the Asian culture, 9 is the number that stands for longevity. I believe that's why they said do strokes of 9. So if we're starting in the forehead area, we want to start here at the eyebrow level, and we want to I'll move my hair here, bring the gua sha up. So if my gua sha is shaped a little bit different than other ones, I know some of them kind of have like a longer smooth edge that's rounded and a shorter edge. So you can just choose the edge that's comfortable for you when you're doing your gua sha. So when you start, I would start at the one side of your forehead and bring it up to the hairline and come up and continue the stroke of 9 times. And then I would come to the center here and start sort of in the third eye and bring the gua sha up into the hairline. So we're getting a little hair follicle stimulation too at the same time. And then you can finish up on the other side here. And the nice thing about the gua sha is when you're coming down below the eyebrow line, you're also lifting the eyelid too at the same time. And you're bringing all of that up. And then, of course, there's what we call the magic eraser technique. So the magic eraser technique is if you have any fine lines in the forehead, you would just kind of go up and down and try to erase those lines. I have a lot, so I would have to do this for a while. The pressure is pretty moderate. I mean, you can feel it, and it's hard to see, but I don't know if you can tell, my skin's getting a little bit pink. So you want to get a little bit of pinkness because that means we're stimulating blood flow. We like that. We want to, again, kind of create a little bit of mini trauma so that the cells will heal the area, right? And then if you have the famous 11 lines, you can go in there and you can magic eraser that also in there. So this area kind of gets a double work because I already worked upward there. So then in terms of the cheeks, or well, let me go to the around the eyes first. So around the eyes, I like to take sort of one of the tips of the gua sha and gently bring it up into the hairline. So if you notice, everything is in an upward direction. And if you have any type of serum, you can always use a serum too if you need more slick or glide. This is a super serum that we use in our clinic. So you'd bring this up, and again, 9 times. And this is not only good for fine lines around the eyes and crow's feet, but it can also help with dark circles too and puffiness. So if you're feeling a little extra puffy, you can actually refrigerate your gua sha so it's nice and cold. And then you can just use it almost like a little cold compress, and you can just press on it like this once it's cold. So that's how I would treat the eye area. And then for the cheek, we can choose an edge, one of the edges of your gua sha, and you could start here in the nasolabial groove here by your nose, and you would come up and bring it upwards. The other technique is this way. You know, you've heard the snatch jaw term. So this is kind of to help to get that nice lift in your jaw, in your cheekbone and your jawline. So you repeat that 9 times, and then continuing along the jawline, you could come up this way, come start at the corner of your mouth here, and you would glide upward. And you know, it's amazing how quickly you see the results of gua sha. So when I'm finished, you can see the difference between my right side and the left side of my face, or your left and my right on the screen. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but you can see my face is a little bit thinner and more raised on this side. And that's just from gua that one side. Let me see. Question here. We actually don't have any gua at the clinic, but we can recommend some for you for sure. Yeah, this was actually a gua that was sold by one of our professors, but there's a lot on Amazon. They're available everywhere. Yina has its own gua which is a really nice gua. This is like a special bone that they manufactured it from. This gua is a little bit on the pricey side. I think it's probably like a $50 gua, something like that. But it has these beveled edges here, which are really meant for like the neck and even the chest. So I haven't carried this one yet in the clinic, but I just happen to have one for my self use. But we could definitely make recommendations for you. Yes, that's a must get, Winnie. You need to get one for yourself. And it's not only just for the face. Guasa actually traditionally is used for pain. So we use it a lot for neck pain, back pain. And because it's working on the fascia level, it can really help to relax the muscles and release tension. So when we're doing facial acupuncture, oftentimes we'll do some guasa here, and patients just love it because who doesn't have tension in the upper traps? So we start in the suboccipital region here and we bring it down for any kind of tension in here in the neck and traps. So you could just carry this around in your purse and travel with it. So easy. And gloss on while you're driving in traffic. Maybe I wouldn't recommend traffic, but if you have some downtime, you're waiting in an airport. So for the neck, I would start at the bottom of the neckline here. And again, I'd bring it all the way up to the chin and repeat it also 9 times on each side. And again, trying to get a little bit of pinkness to get a little stimulation of blood flow. And it just feels good. We always, that the sternocleidomastoid muscles get really tight. So what do you think? Can you get this in like 3 times a week? It's doable, right? I mean, if you do both sides, you can finish in less than 10 minutes probably and finish the 9 strokes on each area. It's totally doable. Can you show the difference between the under eye and cheek again? Okay, sure. So under eye, I'm taking the little tip and I'm coming around gently and pulling up here into the hairline. And the other technique is if you have like swelling, and if, like I mentioned earlier, if you put the gloss on the fridge, you could just gently press too. And if your eyes are irritated, you don't have to do the gua pulling method. You can just gently apply pressure too. So it just kind of depends on what's going on with your skin. And then for the cheek, there's 2 different ways. You can either come up this way with the gua 2 points, because most of them have like 2 prongs, or you can use one of the edges, come up from the nasolabial groove here, and from the nasolabial groove, you would glide it upwards towards the hairline. And then for the jaw, you would come down a little lower and get up into this cheek here. And start at the corner of the mouth. Was that okay, Kelly? Hopefully that was clear. Now my face is more even. Can you tell? Before this side was like a lot thinner. I think I missed my 8 and 9 stroke here. Okay. So yes, the jade roller is great. I actually, to be honest, prefer the gua over the jade roller. The jade roller is good to like when you're rolling in small areas, but the gua covers more territory. So I think the gua works better than the jade roller. How long do the immediate results from doing the gua last? That's a good question. I would say that you can probably see the results for probably at least a half a day, but you have to continue it. and think of it as part of your self-care routine. It's like when we're working out, when we want to keep our muscles toned, we work out, and we stretch. We want to be flexible, like when we practice yoga and stretching. For our face, it's almost like treatment and therapy for our face, right? So we want to continuously stimulate blood flow. And I think if you practice this at least 3 times a week, you will notice a difference for sure. And you'll be able to maintain and sustain the change. So, and if you're incorporating facial acupuncture, definitely. Facial acupuncture is better for lifting and toning. I mean, it also produces collagen too. Microneedling's better with fine lines and wrinkles as well as scars and hyperpigmentation. The comb side of the gua sha. Oh, does your gua sha have something like this also? Is this what you mean by the comb?
I'm sorry. Yeah, mine has like little ridges. Like, yeah, kind of like that, but mine
Kind
are
of
like
like this?
more
Yeah, I
like
mean, you can use that too, for sure. I
just
mean,
whatever kind of feels good.
yeah, and I like it in the chest. I like the ridge in the chest. Sometimes you just have like sore pectoral muscles. That's a really good gloss off for this area here. And as we get older, we also get wrinkles here in our décolleté, sadly. But it does. So it's good to start in the center of the chest and kind of bring it out, to the shoulder, towards the shoulder.
And with the neck, you always go up too.
I
Or
mean, I like
too.
up. We're
Yeah.
defying gravity, right? So everything is in an
Yeah.
upward direction. So that's what I would recommend. Yeah. And if you can also use this edge for the face too. To me, when you have these ridges, it kind of stimulates the area a little bit more. It's almost like little um, acupressure grooves almost. Yeah. So either way, you can rotate it around, do the smooth side, the wavy side. And like this guasa has a lot of the guasas are shaped like this where it's uneven. So you can use this for like the jaw area here, right? You could bring that upward. And when you're using a serum, it makes it a little more slick and easier too. Plus the guasa is kind of massaging the serums and products into your skin too. So I would definitely wash your face first and then apply a little bit of serum and then do your guasa. That was fun. I feel like I already did my nighttime routine. All right. Any other questions? Sue, do you have any recommendations for guasa?
Okay. Yeah, she was asking about the combing part.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes use the back of neck. It's here.
Mm,
It's
mm-hmm,
very
mm-hmm.
like nice massage and stretchy. Sometimes, temporal bone, I mean the area, the muscles, you can comb
Yes.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good it can stimulate hair too, right?
Yeah.
Hair follicles,
Uh-huh.
headaches. If you have a lot of headaches, it's good for that too. Yeah, good point. I didn't even think about that.
And there was actually a question about acne treatment here.
Mm-hmm.
Said acne scars. Do you recommend facial acupuncture or microneedling? And what's your thought?
My thought,
Uh-huh.
I would do microneedling and definitely the Saluma because the Saluma has different settings. So it has the acne setting like Sue was showing and the anti-aging setting. So I would do probably microneedling and do some Saluma. If you have, I think for active acne, microneedling's not the best because we're trying to avoid the areas that are red and inflamed. But for active acne, I think facial acupuncture is probably better. But for old acne scars that you're trying to lighten up, I think that microneedling is better. And actually, our protocol, we should talk about our Revive Chi protocol. We normally incorporate both treatments. So because microneedling is done every 4 to 5 weeks, you can get a facial acupuncture treatment done in between. So for example, let's say that you start with a microneedling treatment and then you have 4 weeks in between. So at the 2 to 3 week mark, you can do a facial acupuncture treatment. And then after 2 to 3 weeks, then you would do another microneedling session. But if you're just doing straight facial acupuncture, I know Sue and I talk a lot about this. We do recommend consecutive treatments weekly, if you can, at least 5 to 6 times in a row. Oh, yes. Actually, for the kind of the scars that leave a little bit of the divots in the skin, microneedling is very good for that. Yes, that's a good question. Any other questions? Okay, you guys ready for the raffle? Yes? All right, I think I got 3 names. I need to write down a few more folks. Sue, can you look at the chat box in case anybody else asks a question? Okay, thank you. While I finish up the. Okay. So I just want to make sure. We've got Rosalind, Kelly, Jacqueline, Whitney, and Sahar. Is there anybody I'm missing? It's everybody, right?
My mom's on here, Rosaline.
Yes, I got her.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Thanks, Kelly.
Oh, we probably just said it different.
How do you say your mom's name?
Like a rose, Rosaline.
Rosaline. Gotcha. That's beautiful. Okay. All right. So the first giveaway is going to be the facial acupuncture. So I will select for that. Let's see. Ooh, Kelly, you're the winner of the facial acupuncture treatment.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, no problem. We're excited. I know we've been talking about this for a while.
I would love it. Thank you.
No problem. And then the second giveaway is the Mind Body Ritual set, the Yina set. It's like a travel kit with sorry, I don't know if it's in focus or not. It has 4 different things: a facial wash, a serum, and a mist. The mist is awesome. So let's see here. Ah, this one goes to Whitney.
Yay.
Whitney, yay!
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. And I'm not sure. I'll give the kit to Sue. So I'm not sure when you guys are going to see each other next, but I'll make
Okay,
sure
that
Sue.
sounds good. I'll see you next.
All right. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for hanging out with us for about an hour tonight. I hope that you learned something about skincare and taking care of your skin and how easy gua sha is. You could do it a couple times a week and incorporate that. And also get a little bit of like tension released out of your neck too. And hopefully it'll help you sleep better at night too. So, and Sue, thank you for collaborating with me. And it was really great. You had some awesome slides and good information to share with everybody. So,
you.
all right, everyone. And if you guys want to catch the recording, we'll definitely have it up on our YouTube channel probably in a couple weeks. I'll be out of town next week, but I'll try to get it up soon. Okay.
You.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. We so appreciate you joining us.
Bye.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much. Great.
Kelly, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
One of the most exciting